2, 1. Hello, everybody. This is Renegade Rousey, and this is the Left Hook Boxing Show, and we're talking about Juan Baby Bull Diaz and Paul Malignaggi, the fight that was on this past Saturday night. Usually I do posts on Sunday, but I had to work this Sunday. I'm in retail, and Texas had the tax-free weekend, so I ended up having to work. So I wasn't even going to do a video, but I got a message from Boxing Grandpa, and he wanted to know what my thoughts were on this fight. So, hey, Boxing Grandpa, this show and this left hook is for you. Also wanted to do a shout out to Ashy Knuckles, congratulating him on his post that he posted on this fight. He was at the fight. He was at the post-fight press conference at the weigh-in. He put those posts up. I really enjoyed him. I thought he did an outstanding job. Good job by one of the YouTube boxing fraternity members. And the other thing I want to say is, those who watch my videos, do you notice a little something different about the background? You know, some of you guys who are married or have living girlfriends, sometimes, you know, they get a little crazy with the decorating. And sometimes you just have to put your foot down and say, hey, I want a man room. And that's what I had to do with my wife. Just say, hey, I want a man room. Because here I am, talking about boxing, talking about football in my background. I've seen some of, like, Big Ragu's got a boxing glove, and Ring Magazine, and 97 Rough's got pictures of boxers and stuff like that. And here I am, my wall's got pictures of flowers. Now, what kind of image is that? So I had to sit down the law and say, hey, I want my man room. And here's, we got it. We got, if you see that, yes, you're right, that is Muhammad Ali standing over Sonny Liston. And then over here, for those who like football, that's Bob Lilly, former Dallas Cowboy. And those who like the Dallas Cowboys, I'm going to start posting videos once the season starts. But that is my man room. Now, you guys know sometimes you have to give a little to get a little, if you know what I mean. So I had to make some concessions. So over here, you still got the flowers up, you know. And then over here, you got this little thing. You can't read that, but it says, live, celebrate, dream, and love. Isn't that precious? But like I say, women, you gotta make some concessions sometimes. But anyway, let's get to this fight. And I want to talk mainly about the controversy, but I want to talk a few things about Malignaggi, the fighters themselves. I really liked the way Malignaggi moved about the ring. He was really fast, both with his hands and his feet. I thought that made him look good. And his stamina. I mean, even in the 12th round when he was fighting, I thought he looked real good, real strong, real fresh. So he was in good shape for this fight. You could tell he really trained hard for it. So good job by him. Now Diaz, still, you know, I think he's getting kind of a bad rap. He won the fight, but everybody's talking about how, you know, Malignaggi won it and Malignaggi was robbed, all because of this one bad judge scorecard. But still, I think we need to give credit to Diaz. I thought he did a good job with the power punches, doubling up on that left hook. And also, the one thing I also liked about him is that he kept his hands up throughout the fight. A lot of fighters you'll see, they'll keep the fight up, the hands up early on, but as the fight goes on, they'll tend to drop that guard a little bit, and that's when they're susceptible to that big punch. Diaz, when he moved in, he was constantly pressuring. He was conscientious, and he kept his guard up. I thought that was real good. Also, the thing I liked about him is that I thought he fought real well with a cut. He has been cut before in Campbell and in Marquez, and that affected him kind of in a negative way. But I thought he maintained the focus and did a good job. In those other fights, he didn't quit or anything like that, but it seemed the cut seemed to take away his focus. It did not seem to affect him greatly in this fight. I thought he did a nice job. Now, a little bit about the controversy. The judge, the 118-110, everybody said, and nobody's defended this judge or defended this ruling or scorecard they came out with, and I certainly will not either. I think it's a bogus scorecard, and I hope he doesn't judge any more fights. But in the interview after the fight, now that was with Max Kellerman, that Malignaggi really let loose, man, and he started bashing Golden Boy Promotions. I don't know if that's necessarily a great thing to do, but you don't want to get blacklisted, but he let him have it. You got to give him credit for being honest. He blasted the judges. He even blasted the great state of Texas where I reside. Now, although I didn't like him bashing Texas, I can understand it, and I know where he's coming from. But I think he went a little bit too far when he started bashing boxing. I took issue with a statement, I hate boxing. I used to love boxing. Boxing is full of this and full of that. Well, hey, hold on here just a minute. Time out. Let's take a 20. Because, man, I'm telling you this. Boxing didn't do that to you. The judges did that. And a lot of us have done boxing posts about boxing is life and what boxing means to us. And I tell you what, boxing is life. And life sometimes is unfair. And sometimes you have the deck stacked against you. But hey, that's okay. The ring is a great equalizer, my friend. And there's another guy, Juan Manuel Marquez, that walked into the same den. And I know a lot of people say, hey, but Marquez is from Mexico, and Houston has a big Hispanic population. No doubt. I've lived there. It does. But still, if that fight with Marquez and Diaz would have went to the scorecard, who do you think would have won? I think Diaz probably would have won if he would have went past the 9th all the way to the 12th. It was a close fight. But what did Marquez do? He took the opportunity that the square ring, the boxing sport, gave him, and he took matters into his own fist, and he knocked his man out. And that's the opportunity that boxing gives you. So, Malignaggi, I understand you're upset. I understand you're angry. But I think you owe the sport an apology, because you don't need to be bashing the sport of boxing that's given you the opportunities that you've been given. And hey, everybody, not everybody, but a lot of fighters have the deck stacked against them. What about this man right here? Huh? What about Jack Johnson? Do you think maybe he had a deck stacked against him when he fought in racial, discrimination in the 1900s, early 1900s, 1909? Hey, he didn't get to, he's from Galveston. Do you think he got to fight for the heavyweight championship in Texas? No, he had to go to Australia. And you think he was going to get a fair shake? No. But what did he do? He took matters into his own fist, and that is what you have to do sometimes. Sometimes the deck is stacked against you, but boxing itself gives you the opportunity to make the judges irrelevant, like Marquez did, like a lot of the great fighters do when things are against them. They knock their opponent out. And that's one thing you have to consider. And I know you say, well, that's not my style. I'm a boxer. Well, hey, you given that opportunity in the ring to make the judges irrelevant, and I think it's wrong for you to bash boxing like that. But that being said, I feel sorry for you, but hey, like my dad said to me one time, me and my brother used to like Twinkies, and they come 12 in a pack, and we'd go in the pantry, and sometimes my brother would get 8 and I'd get 4. So I'd go to my dad and say, hey, Dad, John David ate more Twinkies than I did. And he said to me the same thing he always would say to me when I'd come whining to him. What do you want me to do, son? Cry for you? That's life. And that's life, Malignaggi. But next time, don't leave it to the judges. Knock your man out. This is Renegade. I'm out.